Hello, I am Lizzy with Long Distance Gamers. We are a group of friends who play games remotely due to us living in different states. Today I will be talking about Posthuman Saga. What do I think about it? And more importantly, how do we play it remotely? Before we get started, there are two different sides. The random side, which does own a copy of the game and controls the game and plays it mostly like normal. The remote side may or may not have a copy of the game. We will be going over how the remote side plays and how the remote side responds to the game. So this is Posthuman setup. The random side has dictated which of these tiles have come out and which of these recon tokens. They also have determined which recon objectives has come out. And then as far as for the remote side, the only thing I keep out for the other players are their missions, as well as their player orders and their victory point tokens. I keep everything of mine out, and for the tiles, I do separate them by terrain type as well as by resource, so that way it makes it a little bit easier to grab it during gameplay, and it only adds a couple more minutes for setup. We also have all the recon tiles separated by the designs, and stacks of all the cards. For the event cards, you can or cannot have these out. I like having them out so that way I know what the event is and I don't have to ask for clarification if I forget. And the stack is not too big, so it's not too much of a hassle to do once per round. Well, every 2 or 3 rounds. However, for the encounter cards, you can stack them by number, and then I would suggest also by color to make it so that you have easier stacks. Our group finds that it's easier to just have the random side either hold it up to the camera, or if you have a close-up camera, put it on there, or just take a picture and send it. That way you can see what you are dealing with, but you don't have to go searching through an entire stack to try to find it. And then the random side will also give you your objective, so you'll just pull this out of the box and keep it to the side so that way you know what you're doing. If you do not have a copy of the game, the random side can send a picture of this to you. If you don't have a copy of the game, the other side can tell you send a picture of what your cards are, so that way you can see the upgrade costs and the abilities. And then you can just write down on a piece of paper what ones you acquire throughout the game. The only other thing that you will need is the cards for Camp, Forage, Map, and Trek. If you don't have a copy of the game, we just use Post-it notes and write the names on there and then hold them up to the camera when it comes time to reveal the cards. If you are the only side with a copy for the stories, so that everyone can get a more immersive feel, I will take pictures of them while squinting, because if you're squinting while you take the picture, you can't read the words, and then send it to the person who will be reading it. Which that just makes it a more immersive feel, a more involved playthrough so that everyone can enjoy the game a bit better. For tiles that you can keep, I will either keep them right above me if they're mine, or I will place them in front of their areas for them, along with any other tokens that they want as far as the recon tokens. I don't keep track of their supplies unless I'm the only one with a copy, in which case then we would keep track so that you can play it. One last thing, if you are going to play this remotely and you enjoy the game, I would highly recommend getting the deluxe components. Not only are they much nicer to feel, it also gets you this. Which this is very handy for remote play because as you can see, it's a little bit difficult to see all the information, but it's very easy to just pull this up and put it to the camera. So that way the other side can see the terrain type as well as the resource that would be given. And it's really easy to just put it up and down, and it makes for an easier remote play experience. That is Posthuman Saga. As you can see, this is a game that does translate to remote play. If you have multiple copies, it is even easier. However, this can be played with only one copy, especially with the deluxe components to be able to move this up and down. Sending pictures is very useful. And then also, if you don't have a copy of the game, for the dice, which is very nice dice, we've created a spreadsheet essentially. It says what color it is that they'll be rolling, as well as what number, if they're rolling a normal d6, what it translates to for the pretty dice. And also a note, these tokens are set up by the random side. They're just put there as a placeholder So while this side says 12, it could be a 1 on the random side. The random side is the side that you would go with. And then you would pull the applicable number card to put in front of you. So what do I think about Posthuman Saga? Just the game? It's a fun post-apocalyptic survival game. You are going around scrounging for supplies and just trying to survive. I enjoy it immensely, and if you like the sprawling atmosphere that this provides, go out and get a copy. But hey, have fun and be you. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to us. We would love to hear from you.